But I've never met her. I did go on a date with one of her assistants on accident once, but that's like to the extent of that I know her.
Well, that's a
So,
connection. What, you just were on a date and somehow it came out, well, I'm at Vanderpump Dogs. Well, I'm Sutton's assistant.
yeah, it was actually really funny because like normally obviously I ask like, oh, what do you do for work? Whatever. But it was like right when like stuff had just opened up and I was like, oh my gosh, like human contact, I don't care. And so I think it was like on Bumble or something. I don't even remember. Like we matched, and he just said that he was like an assistant slash like estate manager, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And so we went to brunch, and he was like, hold on, like I have to like give something to my boss's driver. She just landed from like coming in from out of town. And I was like, oh, haha, no worries. And he was like, oh yeah, haha, life of a housewife. And I was like, oh, that's funny. Like, who do you work? And then I was like thinking, I was like, oh, who do you work for? Because like, you know, people just say that, like,
Yeah.
oh, like, because like in my head, it's like I should know who you are because like I know everybody. Like, it's a very incestuous circle of people. Like, everybody knows everybody, and everybody's like world, I guess, within Housewives of Beverly Hills. And so I was like, I don't know who this kid is. Like, I don't know you. So like, and then it's because he was like, oh yeah, like I work for Sutton. And I was like, oh, okay. Like I'm with Lisa. Because like, since she was like new or whatever, like I hadn't, and he started like working with her after the show went wrap. So he's not on the show. He's not anything.
Right.
And so it was just funny. I was like, why did this happen to me? Like, out of all people in LA, I happen to be on a date with like one of Sutton's assistants. Like, this is like such a small world.
Seriously. Who's your favorite? I mean, you've already made a comment about Dorit. You've already made a comment about Rinna. So out of who's there now, who's your favorite housewife? I mean, we have Kyle, we have Garcelle, we have Sutton, Rinna, Dorit, Erika.
Honestly, I
Kristen.
don't. I don't have a favorite. I mean, out of all of them, I guess Sutton or Garcelle, just because like I really have like no connection with them. You know what I mean? Like personal connection. And I think that they're good for the show. But honestly, the rest of them, like I don't necessarily enjoy. They may be good people, but I don't know, just like the way that they just like handled situations with Lisa and I, like I just don't really appreciate. So
That's very fair. What about, are you shocked at all this stuff? I mean, every day it changes with Erika and Tom. Like, this is a big deal.
It's bad. Like a lot of, like, you know, it's like Teresa Giudice level, like bad. Like,
it's going to be, I think it's going to be bigger than that. I really do. I mean, what do I know? But I really do.
Well, the problem is, why it's going to be bigger is because like they were basically taking money from other like plane crash victims. Like it's a whole another level of like embezzlement and like kind of like shady, fraudulent activity. Like they're not just like not paying their taxes or like doing all this stuff. Like they're literally taking money from people. Granted, I don't know how much Erika knew, so you know, I don't know. I can't blame anything on anybody, but it's just like a very unfortunate situation that they're in. And you know, knowing Bravo, who knows how much we're actually gonna be able to see of any of that because they never show any of that on Beverly Hills. But you know, I don't know. I just think it's a crazy situation, and like, it's like when the LA Times is writing like huge articles about you, it's a situation.